G'day listeners, Big V Podcast here. We are with our Youth League 1 women here. We're going to go through the ladder top to bottom first to 12th, listing, a few little keys, some players that we think are doing very well, and obviously their record. Now, one team with an incredible record to start this season is Eltham, sitting on top with an insane 10-0. Convincing wins across the board. They beat Bulleen on the weekend, who were also a contention team. They had a very tough weekend, obviously, versus the top two teams. So, Eltham, they're just got some insane players who are playing in NBL 1, but even when they are up there, this team just continue to get it done. They are consistent across the board. They are prepared for when these NBL 1 clashes occur, that they have contingencies in play.
Yeah, let's go to second place on the ladder in Camberwell Dragons with a 9-0 record. So we've got two undefeated in the teams in the league who happen to be going head-to-head this week. Ted, which is exciting.
Very interesting.
The Camberwell girls, they have the Twin Towers, I've now referred to them as, Riley Killian and Rachel Smith. They're combining for 26 points a game and 24 rebounds per game, if you don't mind. They're going well, they're flying. They've been missing Jacinta Lee for the last 4 games, and I think she'll be a welcome addition once she's back for some scoring in the guard positions. But yeah, they'll be very happy with where they're sitting right now.
Wyndham now sitting in third with a 7-2 record. A team that probably doesn't have as much depth as what they have had in the past. Obviously losing some key players in this off-season. They are on a 4-game winning streak at the moment, though, with Jasmine Goodman and Grace Spear being fantastic. Dominating some of these shorter teams on the boards with their O rebound count. A team that, is questionable whether they can, maintain and stay consistent against some of these higher ranked teams with Eltham, Camberwells and Bulleens. But, it's tough to say. There is early and a lot of room for development.
Yeah, we'll go to fourth place on the ladder, Bulleen, with an 8-3 record, coming off the toughest weekend of all in terms of facing the 2 undefeated sides. Really competitive against Camberwell with only a 1-point loss, and then unfortunately didn't have the legs to face Eltham on Sunday. Went down by about 15 points or so. It was interesting on the weekend. Their results, 2 losses, came when Talia Leeson was contained. Both teams contained her well. And they probably struggled on the boards a little bit. I just wonder whether they've got the size to come in, whether there's a couple of girls on the sidelines.
McKinnon now sitting in 5th place with a 6-3 record. They've won 3 of their last 4, so they've found some more form after quite a slow start for them. They've got 5 scorers that are hovering around that 10 points per game mark, which is incredible and tough to do consistently. So they don't really have that star power play, but whether they need one is probably a little bit questionable. They might need to try and find someone who can, bump up to 15, 16 points per game. Though having this amount of averages, proves that they are deep and they are hard to guard across the board.
Yeah, we got 6th place Craigieburn with a 4-6 record. They've certainly found that life after Carly Cranston's a little bit different. They don't have that dominant scorer. They don't have that dominant rebounder. But I'll tell you what they have found. They've found consistency. They're sharing the minutes around, which shows that different girls are contributing on different at different levels on every night. They're sort of led by Diamond Fakalata, who she plays tough defense. She distributes the ball well, and they're heading in the right direction come finals time.
Yeah, looked great in their pink round as well in those uniforms. Now, moving on, Pakenham with the 3-6 record. 3 of their last 5 wins after starting a very, very unfortunate 0-4 record in 2023. Their changing coach from last year has probably put them in a different mindset here. So they're playing a little bit differently here. They are sharing the minutes around quite well. So in these double headers, they will be a little bit fresher when it comes to Sundays. But when players are slashing between their senior side, it is a bit of a different group. So maybe that is where some of their losses are coming from.
Yeah, for sure. And we go down to 8th position, Geelong United, who are sitting with a 3-7 record. Unfortunately, they're currently on a 3-game slide. They just need to turn around soon, or they're going to find themselves sort of falling out of this middle bracket and into the bottom bracket. So Cassidy Green has been a shining light for them offensively. She's kept things going, but I guess the coach will just be wanting to find a little bit more consistency across the board for them to keep improving.
Absolutely. Collingwood now sitting with 3-7 as well, coming off a 5-game losing streak after this weekend. They have players playing up in their women's program that is, weakened this group a little bit, I guess, just struggled with their depth as some of their better players moving up. They need Shell and De Silvia to play a little bit more regularly to build some consistency in this youth league group because they can get some wins on the board. They've had some very tough losses.
Yeah, we got 10th place Coburg with a 3-8 record. Unfortunately, after starting 3-3, they're on a 5-game losing streak. They did have a good start after their promotion. They were sitting that middle of the road team, and they were looking really good. But they have dropped away, and their shooting percentage seemed to be a big reason as to why it's dropped away. So they'll need to ensure they tidy that up and keep their intensity on defense, which is causing a heap of turnovers and disruption for other teams. But tidy up their offensive end.
Sunbury now sitting with a 2-9 record down in 11th spot. A team that has moved down for VYC and continuing to struggle. Madison Nash has been sort of the shining light at the moment, averaging 12 points per game. Now, they did have some of their 2 wins occur quite recently, so hoping as we move into the thick part of our season of Big V, they will start to get themselves back on track and move their way up that ladder.
Yeah, in 12th position, we've got a similar team in terms of Warrandyte, 2-9 record. Now, they have won 2 of their last 3, so they're certainly finding some form as we head into the middle and back end of the year, which they'll be pleased about. They're just looking to jump a few places. As they find this form, they need to maximise it and try and get a couple more scalps and jump a few more places up the ladders. Maybe avoid that relegation zone come the youth league grading phase.
Fantastic. There you have it, guys. We'll speak to you soon.